You, what do you believe are the primary causes of homelessness today, both locally and globally?
Yeah. Again, I'd say those housing market is very difficult, especially with like the rents and all that renting and landlord issues and just housing in general. That's an issue. Um, Drugs, meth, that is just running rampant right now. Which then you have meth, and you're also dealing with mental health issues, and then you're blurring those together as well. That's what's difficult right now, is because meth has this, perception of mental health in it, where there's a lot of paranoia, schizo kind of tendencies with the use of meth. And so then if you have a guy that had mental health issues and he's had dual diagnosis with drugs, you just got a bad scenario.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I would say is contributing
Yeah.
a lot right now. And I'd say this side one that maybe he's not talked about a ton, but is kind of undergirding a lot of it, is like just poor decisions.
Yeah.
So whether that's just out of ignorance or whether that's situationally, just I've made some really poor decisions over and over again, and it's created this season that I'm in.
Yeah.
So I know that's kind of general and vague, but like that would sum up, if I would sum up all the other extra little.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So
that's
it's not so much like, I would say like the jobs, I would say, are still out there. So the job market is still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's taken a hit a little bit from what I've been seeing with our guys, but there's still jobs available.
Yeah.
Available.
Yeah. The ninth question I have for you, how do mental health, addiction services, or the lack of their impact of number of number of people experience homelessness? So like the impact of mental health, addiction services, or the lack, therefore impact the number of people experience homelessness.
So just to make sure I'm on the right page, so you're saying with the drug and alcohol rehab or with mental health services, how is that impacting the homelessness? Or if they're not receiving those services, how's that impacting the homelessness? Is that?
Yeah, you can kind of sum it up with both in a way.
Okay. So, there is a lot of need for those two things. As you asked, what are some of those biggest needs? Life controlling issues, mental health. Because of those two things and the rehabs, the interventions that they're able to go, whether that's inpatient or outpatient, is definitely a huge help in so I specifically work with men, but like seeing our men that are involved with those two things has significantly helped their lives. So I have seen many of the rehabs guys going through that, and just the sobriety side of things have now not had to be necessarily a part of mental health services any longer, because now they've had clarity and they've had some sobriety. So that's a huge impact.
So is it like a so does it lead to like a big number of them who are experiencing homelessness? Like, is it like a big number, or is it like a?
So is there a big number of folks that are homeless getting those services? Do you see?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, there is a large number of people that are receiving mental health, drug and alcohol rehab. You see a lot of people rehab and just bounce from program to program. and you have a lot of government-funded programs that have popped up.
Mm-hmm.
And so guys have been like, oh, I'll go to here, and then I'll go over here, and then I'll go over there. But those two areas have definitely a huge part of the population is dealing with those two
Yeah.
things. Yes, without a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
How are you doing today? Doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
That's
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
That's good.
And you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm doing good. Pretty good. Pretty good. So the first question I have for you, how has the population experienced homelessness changed?
So, there has, I think, clearly been an increase of homeless population. I would say even over the last decade. In particular, obviously, I hate keep saying COVID, but since COVID, we've seen an increase, and a lot more homeless increase outside. So in tents and living out in tent cities. So we've seen that increased.
Yeah.
And I would say that's probably been the biggest increase. So as a homeless shelter here in Akron, our numbers have gone up a little, but not substantially. So where I would say if you go back, this is probably 2010, even maybe a year earlier, I think we had highs of 180 guys a night in our homeless shelter through the winter, where now we're at 130 a night during last winter. Right now we're currently at right around 110 a night. So, but the number that's out on the streets has kind of exponentially been higher than those previous years. So that's why, yes, it's gone up increasingly, but it's been more or less tent city type of homelessness, on the streets homelessness, as opposed to coming into the shelter.
Okay. So it does seem like it's some type of change.
Yes.
Yeah, big change.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question I have for you, what are the most effective strategies for ending homelessness?
It's a great question. So there is, some work going on currently with a lot of grassroots organizations and just the community. We're trying to figure out what that looks like. We have just a small little seat in that, if you will, but there's multiple things from my perspective. There's multiple things that need to be included to end homelessness. It isn't hey, we're gonna do this kind of housing initiative and that's gonna solve it all. Putting kind of all your eggs in one basket is not the solve. Yeah. It can help, but it isn't to solve things. And so from what I'm seeing, there's multiple ways of that. Housing First initiative, that's been big. I'm sure you're aware of that. It hasn't solved the problem. Yeah. It's helped some people, so it needs to be a part of it. But so does, a shelter moving into getting a case plan agreements, moving into regular rental housing, working with the whole rental side of things and landlords. They've looked at, hey, the cost the government says is the rent is $800, and so guess what? Every landlord goes, well, I'm gonna do my rooming house. You get a room in a house for now $800, and so that's just making things very difficult. So I say all that to say that there's multiple things that need to be in place. There also needs to be in a community, I believe that, and this is what hopefully ends up happening, is that there becomes pathways
Mm-hmm.
for everybody to come on board, that we bring the services as a whole in the community, that we work together as a community to then provide for the needs of each individual, and then have different pathways to help those specific individuals.